Always dreamed of becoming a dancer, but my parents forced me to pursue medicine. When I finally chose my passion, they cut me off completely. Was it worth it? My fiancé Charles and I have been together for 6 years. We were getting married in end of November. He's the most warm-hearted, loving, and caring man I have ever met. I love him of all my heart, and he is the most important person in my life. He have a very restrained relationship with his parents since childhood. He moved out of his childhood house when he was 16 because he wanted to make his decisions in life and get educated. His parents have never been there for him, not even when he was 19. He is today 32. He got cancer and was very sick. They never visited him in hospital or was there for him. They have always been taking care of his sister, the golden child. After some years of struggling and fighting cancer, he started his own company, and it became a successful business. For 6 years ago, he bought my parents' neighbor house. My parents liked him from the start. I met him first time in that autumn, and we just fell in love from the first day we meet. So I quit my job in the city, moved to the countryside, and got a new job here. Everything has and still are great between us. My parents love him, and it's kind of the son they never got. My fiancé loves spending time with my dad, fishing and hunting, and they enjoy their company together and learn new things in life. During this 6 years, I have never met his parents. He have explained to me and my parents he doesn't want them in his life because they are toxic. Some stories from his childhood he have been telling me. Even to my father he have spoken about his childhood. I talked with my parents about it, and they just told me to respect Charles and let him deal with this issue because it's not up to me to decide. My SIL, I actually like her, but Charles tell me I am naive, she is not a good person, and will do everything in her power to gain power over me, and she just want to get something out of it. Well, we have planned our wedding, and it's not a big wedding, it's our choice. We will be around 50 guests, and my parents have insisted that they will pay for their only daughter and child's wedding. The wedding is set in 6 weeks' time. Everything is booked in the venue, and meals, free bar, and everything is done. We invited my SIL and her husband and their kids to our wedding. Some of Charles' cousins and his grandparents on his father's side that he has very good connections with, and they are just lovely. Yesterday, Charles got a text from his mother. She was overwhelmed of joy that she and Charles' father was invited. And she texted him so happy she was because his sister had been visiting them and told them that they were invited. I was home, and Charles arrives home from work furious and angry. I have never seen him so upset, and he was shouting loud, not on me, but on the situation. My parents who were in their garden could hear, and they went over to see if everything was okay. He was so angry at his sister, his parents, and then dropped some other stories from his childhood that made my parents' mouth wide open. I started to cry about what he told me. We spoke all evening, and I can't remember when we fall asleep. Today I withdraw my SIL invitation to our wedding, and I told her to text her parents and tell them they are not invited. She called me immediately and told me that I was selfish and arrogant, an awful person. I had to understand that she did this to build a bridge and a new relationship for Charles and his parents. I told her she has not any right to interfere in my finances relationship with his parents, and this is something between Charles and his parents. I just told her bye. After this, I have got some horrible text messages from Charles' extended family that are not even invited in our marriage. Charles is still upset about it and told me today this is the reason why I didn't want you to get involved in my toxic family. Now Charles feels that the wedding, who should be a happy day for us, is destroyed, and he want to cancel our wedding and just go to my mother's parents who live in Europe and get a small wedding there. He just want to stay away from all his family except for 6-7's family members who he have very good and respectful relationship with. I told him I don't want to go to Europe because then we have lost, then we escape. I want to have my wedding here, but he is afraid that his toxic family will meet up and ruin our marriage that day. I am very sad for Charles. My parents don't know what good they can do for him and me. Maybe I should just go ahead, cancel our wedding here, and get married in an embassy in Europe? Update. I will really thank each and one of you for all the messages. I have read them all many times, and I appreciate everyone who has been writing messages to me. So thank you for all the input and good advice. It's been a very busy day. Charles went to work, and I had the day off. Charles eventually arrived back home in lunch break, and we went to our parents. We talked about it, and I showed my mother this post, and she read all the comments too. We did cancel over wedding, but not our marriage, venues, and everything. My mother explained to the catering what has happened and why this happened. They all understood, and the venue was canceled free of charge. The catering was also fantastic,